All right, one last time, Big. Hit me with the intro. So it ends. So it ends. Another disappointing finish to a promising Philadelphia Eagles season. But I mean, at least aren't they sticking to the script? I mean, you know how this goes. We're all Eagles fans. Shouldn't we be used to this by now? Yeah, they go 10-5, 11-6. They show flashes during the regular season that have you convinced that they're Super Bowl bound. And then the playoffs hit. And then it's something along the lines of poor clock management, ineffective play calling, missed field goals, the offensive line can't block anybody, defensive line can't get after the quarterback, defense is on the field way too long and getting tired, penalties. And then the icing on the cake is that the Eagles always give you one last gasp, one last hope that they can march down the field and win the game, which usually results in an interception. Well, at least they're sticking to the script and staying true to form. I mean, the NFC Championship game against the Rams. Come on, Don. Come on, Don. You can do it, Donnie. Donnie. Ah, damn it. He threw an interception. The NFC Championship game against the Buccaneers. Come on, guys. You can do it. Last game at the Vet. You can do it, Donovan. You can die. Shit. There goes Rondé. The Super Bowl. All right, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's hurry up. There's not much time left on the clock. Come on, Donovan. Wipe the puke off your chin. Let's go. Ah. Rodney Harrison's flapping his wings. Cute. The NFC Championship game against the Arizona Cardinals. I mean we can keep going on and on like this. So yeah, pretty typical. A couple missed field goals, penalties, offensive play calling sucked, defense broke down, couldn't get after the quarterback. Mike, just spike the ball, man. Just spike the ball. I realize it's one-on-one, man-to-man on the outside, but you know, not with that amount of time left, and not to a fifth-round rookie. Come on, dude. I mean, let's face it, the season that the Philadelphia Eagles had this year, I got to give them credit. Nobody could have predicted that. But an early exit from the playoffs, yeah, that was pretty predictable. And I'm not even talking about the fact that the Green Bay Packers had the better team. I'm talking about the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles 2010 season ended for the same exact reasons that the Philadelphia Eagles 2009 season ended. They had the opportunity to fix it and never did. Plain and simple, the inability to win the battle at the line of scrimmage. The inability to protect our own quarterback and get after the opposing quarterback. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys at the end of the last season and in the playoffs, the first round, knocked around Donovan McNabb all game. You knew going into next season that the offensive line was a problem. But did they do anything about it? Did they go out and get any free agent offensive linemen? More importantly, did they draft any linemen? No, they didn't do any of that. They didn't go out and get any offensive linemen. They didn't even, with all the picks that they had in the draft, they didn't even draft an offensive lineman. And again, Kevin Cobb got killed within the first half of football. Michael Vick's getting knocked around the entire season. And at the end of the year, it costs you in the playoffs. And on the defensive line, once again, referencing the Dallas Cowboys game at the end of last year, both at the end of the regular season and in the playoffs. The reason that the Dallas Cowboys had so much success offensively is that the Philadelphia Eagles couldn't get enough push from their front four and had to rely too heavily on the blitz to rush the quarterback. So the Eagles shed a bunch of dead weight at the defensive end position during the offseason. They trade Chris Clemens to Seattle for Darryl Tapp. And then in the first round, select Brandon Graham, trade up and get rid of 2 third-round picks. And then in the third round, they go ahead and draft Daniel Tio something or other, none of which did much of anything to improve the pass rush. Towards the end of the season, the pass rush from the front four completely disappeared, and there were so many injuries at the linebacker and secondary positions that the blitz was ineffective. And Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs had enough time to sit back in the pocket and pick that defense apart. The Eagles had the opportunity to fix a lot of things in the offseason this year, all right? At the end of the 09 season, I said that the three biggest needs, there were 5 needs, the 3 biggest ones were offensive line, defensive end, and safety. They also needed to address the linebacker and cornerback positions. They went into the draft with 5 picks in the first 3 rounds, and the opportunity with an uncapped year to sign anybody they wanted to. Julius Peppers, so on and so forth. Their big free agent signing of the year was Marlon Jackson, who had a history of being injury prone, and when blew another tire, they acted shocked that he got injured. 5 picks in the first 3 rounds. They end up, which could arguably be, I mean, just looking at it, only 1 decent player and 2 busts in the first 3 rounds, and then a bunch of backup players, including Clay Harbor, Mike Kafka, like we need another quarterback. I think Coleman's going to be a player. I think Chaney's got a good shot to be a player, but these are guys, these are 7th round picks that need a lot of grooming. They had the opportunity to address a lot of things this year and failed to do so. And in the end, it cost them the playoffs. Going into the 2011 season, here we are, sitting with the same amount of needs that we did going into the 2010 season. We have to address the defensive end position. We have to address the offensive line. Please, God, for the love of God, do something. In the draft and free agency, you got to get that offensive line shirt up. Linebackers, we need some linebackers that can cover. Big guys, not just speedy guys, big guys who can tackle. We need help with the cornerback position. Damn near everything that we needed to address after the 2009 season, we still sit here and need to address after the 2010 season. But you know what, even after all of that, even after all the millions of coulda, woulda, shoulda, what ifs, and even though Eagles fans are walking away from this season with a bitter taste in their mouth yet again, and the thought of there's always next year in their head, you know what? How could you not be proud of your Philadelphia Eagles this year? They walk away from this season 10-6 when nobody thought they would be in that position. They walk away from this season NFC East champions when nobody thought they would be in that position. They walk away the 2nd-ranked offense in the league, and for the 2nd consecutive year set a franchise record in points scored. They were ranked 5th in rushing this year. 5th. I mean, they haven't been ranked that high in rushing since it was Deuce Staley, Carell Buckhalter, and Brian Westbrook all in the same backfield. And we saw the re-emergence of one of the most dynamic playmakers in the league in the 2010 Comeback Player of the Year, Michael Vick. The Philadelphia Eagles have a lot of good things going for them. They have a very solid foundation to build upon. And they have youth. This young group of players is going to be playing together for many, many years to come. And the things they need to improve upon, their weaknesses, have become abundantly clear. So the Philadelphia Eagles know that they need to improve along the offensive line, that the defensive line needs to get a better pass rush, that they need to get deeper at the cornerback and linebacker positions. All right, this is the last video of the year, and as my end of year video, of course, there is some shout outs that need to be made. Of course, I'm going to start with my Facebook crew. I can't thank everybody, but the Facebook page is something that I was pushing all year. I had a lot of fun interacting with the fans on the Facebook page. A lot of discussions, a lot of pictures being shared, a lot of Dallas Sucks sticker photos going around. So I'd just like to thank Rashid Hayes, Zach Allen, our international Eagles hitman, Gabor Nagy, Dale Carmichael, Jay Reyes, Joe Wumba, who got me that Dallas Sucks sticker picture with Jesse Biddle. That was awesome. I appreciate that. My man Maui West, Michelle Swartz, Royce Allen, Shannon Cron, Randy Blackwell, Nick Rice. I know I can't thank everybody, and I know I'm missing out on people, and I'm going to get yelled at on the Facebook page, but I really appreciate you guys becoming a fan, interacting, participating in Facebook Friday. For those of you that won during the year and got yourself prizes, congratulations. And also, even though the season's over, there'll still be little contests, creative little things that we're going to do to be giving out some prizes. So if you're not a fan, become one. On YouTube, I got to thank Power Rangers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Ripper Eagle, Double Time 24/7, Wingman, the Philly Eagles Show, biggest Eagles fan, and his family. Thinking about you guys. Can't wait for him to come home. And when he does and travels over to the East Coast, you know that me and BEF Drew, we're going to be hanging out. Some other guys around YouTube, Lizzie Freak, Blue Star Shock Trooper, who's obnoxious but creative, so I can give him credit on that, and Jay Tundra. Some other people I got to thank are Chris and Bo from PhiladelphiaEagles.com. Had a chance to meet those guys and share a few drinks with them. John Dornbos for having fun with the video and getting it. He flipped me a game ball at the last game of the season, so I appreciate that. Preston and Steve, 93.3 WMMR, for having me on their the radio show. Brother Big for helping me out with the whole season, being in a couple of the videos, helping me out during the tailgating videos. And last but not least, Maja Rock. It's her tickets. She's the one that pays for our seats all year. So thanks to Mom for allowing me the opportunity to go to these games and enjoy them, and the entire family. So until next year, it's your boy Erock, and I'll be seeing you around.